focus on the game now.
Buddy with the around. And the catch.
This is Roofball. It's a game that's been played in the same front yard for 20 years and has strikingly high quality for how old its content is. If you're anything like me, you spend hours every day watching mindless YouTube videos and getting nothing out of it. But that's not what Roofball is. That's the first thing you see when you open their most popular video. It really just takes you out of this time period and puts you right back into the early 2000s. I just love how authentic it feels and is with the old car, the plain suburban house, the chimney stack, etc. So that brings us to part 1. What even is this sport? How do you play? How do you win? Who's all been connected? And so on. So there's a bunch of different ways you can actually score in Roofball. The first is the catch, which is worth 1 point and is pretty self-explanatory. The next is the ping, which is when you hit the pole up at the top of the roof and it comes back. If you catch it, I'll let Buddy tell you.
Total of 6. 5 for the ping, 1 for the catch.
Next is the around, which is worth 10 points, and it's when it goes around on one side of the pole and comes back to the bottom on the other side. And then the little pole is a catch multiplier, so if you catch it and you hit the little pole, you get 5 more, which means you can get a 15-point throw if you hit everything. You can also lose points with overs and car hits. I think the thing that I admire most about Roofball is the fact that there's so much going on behind the scenes that it just becomes this totally different high quality event that you aren't expecting. Like there's shots inside the house, there's shots behind the house, there's just more than you would ever expect. There's a national anthem sang by Beth Willis, her website's on the screen. They've even got an announcing crew on the side in their own separate tent. And it's not like these guys are nobodies. Travis Demers is actually the Trailblazers play-by-play radio announcer now, and Rob Zeliski is a very renowned gymnastics coach, on top of being a great athlete himself. Now this made me ask, how did this become so high quality? What changed and what made it this way? What's coming next for Roofball, if anything? Is it still around? And where can I learn more? When you go to their channel, you'll see that there's hours and hours of this content, with some of it ranging from 14 years old back when it was actually played, to recent uploads within 2 years. Some were even posted 6 months ago. Probably my favorite clip from this whole channel is the 2008 Roofball US Open, where they have a slideshow at the beginning showing all the past winners. It's pretty awesome. I was definitely hooked and I needed to learn more, so I went on their website, roofball.org. However, when I first looked, it was unavailable. Thankfully, during the production of this video, there was actually an update to the website and it's back online. Other than the YouTube videos, the Roofball page is also appearing on Reddit r/videos, where it has over 13,000 likes. The only other content I could find from Roofball online was their Twitter page, and unfortunately it didn't have a lot, with their most recent post being Rob Zeliski winning the 2017 US Open Championship. But I did find this gem of a video, which I call the 2016 Twitter tape. They actually did a couple of live streams on Periscope, and this is the end of the US Open in 2016.
There it is. Champion.
And then it was gone. No trace of it to be found on the internet for almost 5 years.
Hey, I'm Adam Willis. I'm the founder and president of the Roofball Federation of America.
That's Adam Willis. Like he just said, he's the founder of Roofball, and he's back in 2023 to say that they're not done making content.
We want to make sure that you know that more is coming to this channel. We're going to have conversations. We're going to have Where Are They Now? We're going to have a lot of new content coming soon.
And they've delivered on this promise, having 3 new uploads in the past week. Now after seeing all this, I did what any sane person would do and reached out to Adam on LinkedIn, and his personal Instagram DMs. To my surprise, he actually responded really quickly, and we set up an interview for the next week. Within a few emails, we had set up our Zoom calls for the next week, and I had to set up my interview questions. There's a lot that I wanted to learn from Adam, but most importantly, I wanted to find some of the basics, like where the sport originated, how it got TV contracts and became so technologically complex, and some of the deeper, hidden lore. Which brings us into the third and final part of this video, the interviews. I've never done such a high-profile interview, and it being on Zoom was going to make it actually pretty tough, so I had to plan quite efficiently if I wanted to get the questions I needed to across in the time that we had. With all the planning done, there is nothing we could do now but hope for the best. How's it going?
Good, Matt. How are you?
Doing pretty well, thanks. If you want to start by saying like kind of your connection to Roofball, obviously you are the founder, and then kind of just how did it start?
Yeah. So I'm the inventor of the game, but I had a lot of help. So the origin story is that when I was in 8th grade, 1989, my dad traveled to Europe a lot for work, and he had a bunch of frequent flyer miles built up, and he took the whole family with him for one of his work trips. And when we were in England, we were at a department store there, and I wanted a rugby ball, so he got me a rugby ball. And then I brought it back to the US where rugby's niche now, but no one was playing rugby in 1989. So I had this ball and I wanted to do something with it. So I started throwing the ball at the natural gas vent, not at it because I didn't want to get in trouble. So I was trying to throw it to go up and around, which obviously becomes significant later. And, I probably did that for a couple of months just when my buddies weren't over to play basketball or what have you. And then I put that ball away, and it was discovered by some of my sister's friends about, close to 9 years later. And they said, what's this rugby ball about? And I basically said, I told them the story I just told you. And then immediately it was, okay, well, we want to try to throw the ball at the pole too. And there was just the one rugby ball. So then all the footballs came out and everything starts flying at the pole. And I would say within, originally it was, okay, well, round is good, but hitting it should be something. Okay, well, then hitting it's 1 and around is 2. But then someone made an athletic catch, and there was, well, that should be worth something. Well, it can't be worth as much as a hit or an around. So that became 1. And so you're talking about probably within 5 minutes, most of the rules of Roofball were created. Then somebody threw the ball over the house, and someone said, well, that should be negative something. And that became -5. And I mean, since that day, the rules of Roofball basically been in place.
That's actually really impressive. And it sounds like how a lot of childhood games were like created, right? It's just, I don't know, that's why I was so drawn to this. It's like everybody has a story like, oh, we made this like made up game that we used to play, and you guys kind of just took it to that next level with like all the popularity that is gained with like all the like TV back in the day too. It's I kind of want to get into that too. Like, how did it become so popular that it got onto TV like that?
Well, this is a chicken or egg thing. It's any kind of popularity is because we put it on TV. For the first, so we started playing tournaments in '99. And I lived on the East Coast for that entire time. I worked at USA Today in '99, and then I moved to ESPN in 2000, and I was out in Connecticut until the end of '06. Finally came back home at the beginning of '07. So the whole thing's created in Portland, Oregon, Beaverton, Oregon. So I was on the other coast. When I'd come home, we'd have tournaments basically. I'd come all my vacations, I came home, winter, and then again in the summer. So the World Championships started in the winters. And then the US Open became the summer tournament. So when I moved home from ESPN, one of the things I wanted to do was put Roofball on public access. I'd always wanted to do it, and it was free to be on public access. So in 2007, I was unemployed because I left ESPN on my own and just moved home. And so I took all the classes you need to get checked out on the field equipment at the public access station. And then, in the late summer of '07, we put the first one on TV. Had a lot of help from the public access people. And that was the beginning of any kind of popularity. Within less than a year, some people were starting to email me and say, hey, I want to play too. And some of our players currently are from that wave, that TV wave back in the day. So yeah, it didn't become popular and end up on TV. I put it on TV, and then it became very, 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 very slightly popular.
All right, so You guys are kind of revamping the website I've seen, because when I first saw the video and got so interested in this whole thing, it was down and like you couldn't get on it right. So, kind of what's going on the website and what was it like before, I guess?
Yeah, so I'm gonna get the terminology wrong, but there's something on Google. It's like the Wayback Machine, and you
Mm,
can actually see old versions of it. And yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit. I hate to blame my age, but I'm a little bit out of touch with the tech to know exactly how they did that. But people were sending me links to the way it used to look. But it was always very stats focused because I'm a stats guy. I'm a stats nerd guy from the word go. And so you were able to, click on a player's name and you would see every throw they've ever made. There was a
mm,
records play page that had the top, 20, 30 of any given category you'd want to see: career, single game, tournament, etc. Then there were links to galleries for each tournament. We wrote some game stories for some of the tournaments. Just a repository of Roofball stuff, tons and tons and tons of pictures. But it went down. Yeah, I'm trying to remember when it stopped working. But we stopped updating it in earnest in probably 2013, 2014, and somehow along the way, I think its virus protection lapsed, and then I think it got a virus and it's
mm.
pretty much knocked down. But yeah, very, very stats. But it was not beautiful by any stretch of the imagination. But if you wanted a stat, you could find it.
Sure. So other than that, I really don't have that much for this segment, but do you have anything else for me right now or no?
No, I mean, I think that the cool thing I was telling my wife, this is when we had it on public access, a guy from the local Fox affiliate came out and did a feature on us. And then about two tournaments after that, a woman from the Oregonian, the local paper, came. But
Hmm,
that's my most recent interviews about Roofball were those two interviews in 2008. So it's, the biggest thing about what's happened ever since the Reddit post is it's just so much fun to be able to talk to people from all over the country, in some cases the world, who have watched it and enjoyed it. Because we love the game, but it's been my mom's driveway and that's it. So
mhm.
getting comments from Sweden is it's been a really, really, really fun few weeks.
Sure. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sitting down, of course, and I'm excited to learn more tomorrow. This
Yes,
was
sir.
really productive, and I'm glad we were able to kind of get something out there, out on the books.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. See you tomorrow. So that podcast is actually going to be linked in the description below if you guys want to go check that out. We talked to Adam for about 30 minutes instead of the 3 minutes of content we got in my video. But if you guys would check that out, I would really appreciate it. If you would go check out Roofball, I would really appreciate it. But other than that, I just hope you guys have a great day. Hope you keep living your life. And yeah, thank you.